For most fans, the story of He-Man always ends the same way. Skeletor attacks, He-Man raises the Sword of Power, the heroes of Eternia win. And by the end of the episode, Castle Grayskull still stands. That's the ending millions of kids grew up with in the 1980s. But hidden deep in the later stories of Masters of the Universe lies something far darker. A future where Eternia doesn't look like the world we remember. A future where the war between He-Man and Skeletor finally reaches its breaking point, and a moment where the most powerful hero in Eternia becomes something the universe has never seen before. Because in one storyline, the war doesn't end with Skeletor's defeat. It ends with He-Man discovering a truth so terrifying that it changes the fate of Eternia forever. This is the dark ending of He-Man they never showed you. For years, the war between He-Man and Skeletor had shaped the entire planet of Eternia. Every battle centered around one place, Castle Grayskull, the ancient fortress containing secrets older than the planet itself. Inside the castle lay the source of He-Man's power, the power of Grayskull. But even the sorceress, the guardian of the castle, didn't fully understand what that power truly was. She only knew one thing. The power of Grayskull wasn't meant to be used all at once, because if someone ever unlocked its full potential, the results could be catastrophic. One day, Skeletor finally discovered a way to do exactly that. For years, he had tried to break into Castle Grayskull, but the castle always resisted him. So Skeletor changed his strategy. Instead of breaking the castle's defenses, he attacked Eternia itself. Armies of monsters spread across the planet. Dark magic poisoned the skies. Entire cities fell. The heroes of Eternia fought back, but Skeletor's forces kept growing. Eventually, the war reached the gates of Castle Grayskull, and for the first time in history, the fortress itself was under siege. He-Man and the defenders of Eternia fought desperately to protect the castle. Man-at-Arms, Teela, the sorceress, all standing together against Skeletor's army. But Skeletor had prepared for this moment for years. Hidden within his armor was an ancient artifact, a dark relic capable of draining magical energy. And when Skeletor activated it, the shield protecting Castle Grayskull began to collapse. For the first time ever, Skeletor entered the castle. Inside the ancient halls of Grayskull, the final battle began. He-Man stood alone against Skeletor, sword against staff, power against darkness. But during the battle, something unexpected happened. Skeletor struck the Sword of Power with the artifact, and the sword reacted. The energy of Grayskull surged violently, not just into He-Man, but through the entire castle. For the first time since the creation of Eternia, the full power of Grayskull awakened, and it chose a single host, He-Man. The transformation that followed was unlike anything Eternia had ever seen. He-Man's armor began glowing with energy. The Sword of Power radiated light so intense it filled the entire castle. The magic of Grayskull wasn't just empowering him anymore, it was evolving him, turning him into something far beyond a warrior, something closer to a living force of the universe itself. Skeletor realized what was happening immediately, and for the first time in his life, he was afraid. Because the power inside He-Man wasn't just stronger than Skeletor, it was stronger than Eternia itself. The final clash between them ended in seconds. With one strike, He-Man destroyed the artifact. With another, he shattered Skeletor's staff. And with the final surge of power, Skeletor was defeated. The war was over, but the victory came with a terrifying consequence. Because the power of Grayskull wasn't fading, it was still growing inside He-Man. The sorceress realized the truth first. The power of Grayskull was never meant for a single being. It was meant to protect Eternia, not become Eternia's ruler. If He-Man kept absorbing the energy, he wouldn't just be the strongest hero in the universe. He would become something else entirely, a being of pure power. No longer human, no longer Prince Adam, just the embodiment of Grayskull itself. Standing in the ruins of the castle, He-Man faced a choice: keep the power and become something beyond mortal, or release it and return to being just a hero. Slowly, He-Man lowered the sword of power. The energy surrounding him faded, the glowing armor returned to normal, and the hero of Eternia chose humanity over godhood. Skeletor was defeated, the war was over, and Castle Grayskull still stood. But the people of Eternia would never forget what they saw that day, because for a brief moment, their greatest hero had become something else, something powerful enough to reshape the entire universe. And if He-Man had made a different choice, the story of Eternia might have ended very differently. And that's the dark ending of He-Man most fans never saw. A moment where the power of Grayskull revealed its true potential, and the hero of Eternia proved that the greatest strength isn't power, it's the ability to let it go.